Sukuyanade Ball Olaram, or hello everyone and welcome. A Wolves Den Games is proud to present Monday's Magic Mania with your host, Garoylor Kier.
I'm sorry, Bay. Oh, thank you for letting me know. Nobody had mentioned it this entire time, so I had no idea. My apologies. I'm glad I saw that pop up, 'cause I probably would have gone the entire time and not even noticed that I was muted. Well, this is going to be rather... Well, welcome. Glad to see some folks here. Yeah, I don't see anything else to really do currently with what I had. But let's get one of those out here. That leaves me two blue open for them to worry about with cards in my hand. Cast that land out there. Now we'll see what they're going to do. I don't usually play against other players on here, mostly because which one did I just throw that on? That one. I'm not giving up one of my wolves, especially when I now have the bag of holding. Critical Role fans and Dungeons and Dragons players will recognize, well, what it's supposed to be. Okay. He's coming at me with that one. I'm willing to throw... Kinda have to throw one of the wolves at him. Poor Max. I'll miss you. For those who may not know, Max was the name of the dog on that may seem a little odd, but I don't know why it allows a 0/1 to attack. It has no power, and yet it plays anyway. It's weird. After this match, if folks would like, I'd be more than willing to jump into the collection and either adjust this deck or rebuild it. Funny thing is, the focus is not on the wolves. Or the focus is not on the flyers, but on the wolves. However, that doesn't hurt. Oh, that'll be useful in a bit. We are playing Magic the Gathering Arena today for Monday Magic Mania. We do have a tendency to kind of make some unusual suggestions here and there as far as what to throw in a deck depending on the cards available. that helps. Another bag of holding trigger here. Forgot what the other cost on here is. 4 and a tap. Works for me. Probably going, what are you doing? So it's like, what you're doing is every time you pay the cost and tap the bag of holding, oh hello, there's my Arlen. Now you're in trouble, buddy. Now all my wolves show up as 3/3s. There's no point in attacking with 2 0/1s. No matter how many 0/1s you have, it's not going to do any damage. But you gotta admit, that's some of the cutest art. That little pup all but mama's back here. Like, don't even try it, buddy. Reminds me a lot of the kind of art that you see over on Critical Role before and during break and after their streams. But then we are big fans of them, as you may notice. Yeah, well, thank you. I apologize if I would seem to be just kind of not letting you play. Not my intention. However, as far as that particular deck, we called it Wet Dogs because it's blue and green. The main focus is wolves. Specifically because I had gone through my list and it turned out that I had that the pup. I had one of these. However, since then, you may notice we have picked up some additional cards. So we could go through here and drop some of these in favor of the missing wolves, just to kind of keep it more on theme. Just a suggestion, however. It was the main focus, of course, is blue and green, but some of these cards I don't really have a whole lot of use for other than trying to fill some things in. But the main thought was the ferocious pup combined with the arcane flight. So you've got a little wolf pup with wings flying around, all angry, and Mama's kind of chasing him around going, hey, get back here. And then it was like, well, what if you also gave that pup one of these Colossus hammers? And then slap on a Titanic growth. And maybe some Blanchwood armor. And where was the other one? There was another one. Prodigious growth. That pup with all of those attached to it would be just huge. And then it's just like, okay, stop me now. Because of that, I mean, we can easily drop the ape, the drake, the sphinx, even the junk troller. I mean, some of these are in here simply because I needed to fill in some space here. The pattern matcher, well, when you can when you've got multiple wolves. Makes it nice and easy to find what you're looking for. Or at least get another one. So, what do you folks think? Should we drop some of these in favor of getting back toward the main theme originally intended? Or should we just kind of let it be here? I know that I got trounced pretty hard during the first game we played against an actual person, but a lot of the people who do play on here tend to be more competitive than I am. So I tend to look for a theme or an interesting card and build around that, which you'll even notice the pup that we started this build around is actually a common card. And so that's one of the reasons why it was rather simple to be able to grab 4 of them when you can pick up the cards here. Ooh, we could pick up another Wolf Rider saddle. What's this one? Howling Giant. Yeah, Tolsimir would be a big help in here too, but that also means kind of shifting things a little toward at least splashing a little bit of white in there. But then that might be a good idea. Not really sure what folks want to see. In the meantime, in order to just try and make this run a little more smoothly, I'm going to drop a couple of these. That gives us 5 more we can work with. That does get us a full set of both of those. We'll still have flyers. They'll be kind of cheap, but they'll be good to throw in as little chump blockers against people. Pack's favor because the art, having a wolf in the art kind of adds to that. Pulsamasara. Kind of willing to drop that for at least one of the saddles. If you notice what the saddle does, when it comes into the battlefield, it creates a 2/2 green wolf token and then attaches the saddle directly to it. It is a colored artifact, apparently, piece of equipment. And it makes the wolf a 3/3 and can only be blocked by one creature at a time. Which means if their creatures are less than a 3/3, that means they're going to be losing that creature. So that's definitely a good thing to have in here. That Jin being a 0/4 doesn't really impress me personally, so I'll throw in another one of those wait. That's right, I only have the one. What's this one? No. That one. That'll be that missing one. Other wolves and werewolves get +1/+1. And at the beginning of your end step, if you didn't cast a spell this turn, you get a free wolf token. That works for me. That time twist we don't really need in here though. Okay, here's the new question. Arlen's Wolf, or get another, like craft another Wolf Rider saddle and add that in there. I can work with either one. Or we can just add a second Arlen just to be on the safe side. Either one of those works for me. However, you can only have one Arlen out at a time. You can have up to 4 of those out at a time. That might be the better use for that slot in the deck. Any thoughts, folks? I mean, if you'd rather not reply, that's fine too. I just figured I'd give you the option. Question being against this Planeswalker card versus the artifact equipment. I need just a minute here to get a refill. Got to stay hydrated and that sort of thing. It was a very long, kind of rough weekend, so please bear with me if I'm a bit tired. But I will be back as quick as I can, and I apologize for the short little break we're having to take a little early here. Be right back, folks. Sorry about that little delay there, folks. When you're talking as much as I have a tendency to for this. Oh yeah, you guys can't really see the. Let's drop that. In fact, let's drop the my little cam here too, at least for this. This way you can actually see the deck list here. I think personally I'd rather go with one of these. Because then that allows us that additional bit. We still have our flying stuff. We've got enough of these to fill in for any land issues. I believe. Let's drop a couple of these for a couple more of these. That should work. Again, that is the Wet Dogs or Who Let the Dogs Out deck that was built with the help of chat last Magic stream, at least. Go for another game here. If anybody is interested in possibly joining us for a game on here, you're welcome to. For the most part, we're just hanging out and getting a little relaxation. And then it's back to work, back to the grind. Kind of need those Blanchwood armors. I'm gonna keep it and keep my fingers crossed. That's that. Oh. Let's wait until it's not my turn anymore. Let's bring that back up and that back up, since we're actually in play here. Crap. I can't really do much right now. Still no lands. I'm not casting a Titanic Growth on my opponent's creatures. And now they know I have blue. So it's going to be one of those kind of games again. Dread Lobster. I do like the name. Nice pun there. I hadn't noticed the name on there before. I don't always pay attention to the opponent's names, especially when it's something like this, mostly because they change so often and easily that unless I'm playing against a friend of mine, someone I know, what can I do? Make their guy bigger so they kill me faster? That doesn't seem right, does it? Fine. Yay, I finally have something I can use, and it's gonna die next turn. Why had I not seen that earlier? Why was Titanic Growth the only one lighting up? I have no idea. Hurry up. Kill me. Well, that was short but pointless. This is the way the grind works, folks. It's just game after game after game of hope I get the right cards in my hand. To start, at least we'll have creatures we can play right away. Well, not necessarily right away. Now watch us not draw any green. The Weebmeister? Interesting name. Great. I'm not putting my Titanic growths on the opponent's cards. That would be pointless. What are you going to make me throw away? Nothing yet. Okay. I can hold one more card till end of next turn. So I hope it's a land, or a creature, or some cat food. Nothing I can do about it. Land. Yup. This is the way it goes, folks. At least with friends, you can sit there and talk and joke around, and not as much pressure on winning or losing. Yay. I at least need to get Arlen out first. And then I won't be able to really protect her until the turn after. So that's not good. Are you done? Could have just sat there and bugged the crap out of him, but why? There's no reason for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Now what are you doing? Well, never mind. Again, we don't get to play. The board becomes even more bored. I mean, I'm sure this is all very entertaining to all you folks out there. I know, I have no reason to be playing this game, but people seemed to have wanted to see it. It's not like I can do anything with it. However, I can do this. I mean, I'd play something else, but would anybody want to see me play anything else? What would you want to see played? Otherwise, well, last game. for this week. This is also why there's a week between wasting time on here. Oh hey, it's actually a creature. Just 'cause it's an instant doesn't mean I'm gonna play it. I mean, I'd talk more, but what is there to really talk about? If you guys want to talk about something, feel free to speak up. Otherwise, well, there's a start. So apparently I just should give all this stuff to my opponent and concede now, is what they're saying. Again, as usual. I mean, if I got any points for conceding, then I would just start a game and concede. Start a game and concede. 'Cause that's about as much fun as I get from this. Didn't see that coming, did you? Believe me, I don't blame folks for not watching. That takes care of that. Unless you have a counterspell. Oh, or that. What took you so long? Oh, that's why. Well, thank you for joining us while we wasted time. I apologize that we didn't have anything better to show you because, well, it's magic. And basically, it's either watch the grind or watch something else. So, I don't blame anyone for going out and watching something else, because I'm sure it was far more entertaining than any of this crap was. But hey, that's what WotC's done to Magic. So yeah, next week we'll maybe come back to this, and maybe what we'll do instead is just build decks. We won't play any of them. We'll just build decks, cause this is just no fun in playing anymore. In the meantime, I apologize to anyone who has joined us, because this was just, well, usual day of Magic. Boring and time consuming. With little to no reward gotten out of it. This is why I usually prefer to play, fun games. It's also why we will never stream Fortnite, because, well, I have no interest in dealing with Sixers. And anybody who's seen Ready Player One would know what that reference is. In the meantime, folks, I hope you have a decent Monday. I hope you have a good rest of the week, and well, we hope you'll join us for the next one. I guarantee it'll be far more entertaining, because it won't be this. Anyway, I'm gonna go grab our announcer here and go ahead and call it. Yeah, there might be something later. I don't know. I'm exhausted. It's been a crap weekend. I mean, last night was awesome. We had a bunch of people stop in, but I don't know. Staying up that late, along with all the stress of everything else lately, is a bit difficult to do on much of a regular basis. Uh, I just not good for the health or all kinds of other stuff. But hopefully the next stream will be a bit more entertaining at least. Meanwhile, we've got a bunch of maps we got to take care of. We've got a bunch of other products and projects we're working on. Luckily, that's our main focus because, yeah, I couldn't do the grind. I'm sorry. Nobody could pay me enough to do the grind. But then that was the case when I was just playing Paper Magic too, so no big deal. In the meantime, folks, maybe we'll do a little bit of Borderlands later or something. Depends. If you guys have something you'd particularly like to see, feel free to drop us a message over on Facebook or on Twitter. Stop in to chat here on Twitch and drop us a message there. As long as we're awake, somebody's in the room. So just like say hello, maybe wait a few minutes, because keep in mind there's only like 3 of us in the whole company, and we can't always be sitting in front of the computer the whole time. So yeah, please bear with us if you come over looking for someone to talk to, because we do our best, but it's a little difficult to get work done if we're spending all of our time looking at the screen. I do make sure that I have it up so that I can see chat, but that doesn't necessarily mean that I catch it immediately. So yeah, just give us a few minutes, and when you say hello, if there's nothing streaming, there will be somebody here as long as somebody's awake. And with sleep schedules the way they are, as those who may follow Insomnia Squad may know, yeah, our being able to take care of the work we usually do, plus adding the streams on top of that, and then the lack of sleep that comes from all the work that goes into all of this. It's way more than I was expecting, but not something I'm going to give up doing. It just takes a matter of finding that right balance. Hopefully some of our audience can help us with that. Let us know what times work better for you, what games you prefer to see, and if you'd rather not see me get frustrated trying to grind away at Magic the Gathering, let me know what else you'd rather see. We do have Fallout. We have, well, Fallout New Vegas. We do have Borderlands. We have Skyrim, which seems to be rather popular. We have, let's see, what is all on our list here? Broforce. We might play a little bit of that later tonight. That way Miss Adika could join us and maybe help get a bit of distraction from this past weekend and week. We've got Dota Underlords, if you like auto battlers, that kind of thing. We have Eternal, which, at least unlike Arena, has some solo adventures. We have Expendabros, which is a Expendables version of Broforce. We have Guts and Glory, which was originally shown to us by Chewy over at the Mana Pool. He's got a great show over there. You should really check him out. Um, his Monday Night Magic show, which normally would air tonight, has been held over for tomorrow due to reasons. But you should definitely check them out over there. He's a really cool guy. They are much better at Magic than I am. If you like knowing information about tournaments and the grind and that kind of thing, that's what Monday Night Magic is for. Their more casual Magic show is on Thursdays, about, I want to say, an hour, maybe hour and a half before Critical Role. Their main show is on Thursday nights, and that's the main reason why we don't do Insomnia Squads on Thursday nights, because usually Critical Role has their shows going, and we certainly don't want to step on their toes because they're one of our biggest influences. We do have some other Magic the Gathering games. I mean, if you really want to see it, I'll play it, but maybe duels next time. Or if people want to come in and play with me, like a friendly, casual, competitive game, then yeah, I could do that. I just don't like the, oh, I gotta win because that's the only way I get stuff. That just, I have no interest in. We've got Mortal Kombat 9. I'm still trying to see if I can get Plague Inc. Evolved to work. In fact, you know what? Here's what I'm gonna do. Magic, go away. Okay. Now we're gonna see if we can get Plague Evolved to actually work properly. Because last time we tried to do this, and when we got to the game screen, it just refused to work. If this will come up properly on the full-size game screen, then what I'll do is we'll play Plague Inc. instead. Because while I've played it on the phone, I've never actually played it on the computer, and the one that I did play was a slightly different one, so I need a chance to see if I can get this working. Hello, Phantom Omaha, welcome. Monday Night Magic has been delayed tonight over on Chewy's channel, according to his Discord and a tweet of his, I believe. According to him, it was some personal stuff that he needs to get done, so they're going to do it tomorrow night instead. As far as our Monday Magic Mania, I played for about an hour and got so fed up with the grind I had to deal with that I couldn't. Huh. Looks like Plague just won't work at all now. Maybe. Trying to see if I can get Plague working because it fritzed out on us last time we tried to feature it, and I mean, I'm more than happy to play something and try and help keep some people entertained after work, after school, whatever time it may happen to be for them. But if I'm frustrated and not having fun, I'm pretty sure everybody out there is not entertained whatsoever. Oh, that would probably help too.
Commencing autopsy 3. Time 21:04.
Sorry about that.
27-year-old female infected with unknown pathogen. Blood.
Okay, what I need to do is
virus.
find my mouse.
X12.
Oh, it's still playing through the main thing.
Had traveled in China before returning home 2 weeks ago.
Okay, what I'm going to do real quick is...
Unknown if had contact with life.
Is it coming up?
I could definitely
It's
see
not
evidence
coming
of
up.
insect bites. This deceased had reported coughing and sneezing with a high fever.
Oh, somehow that got clicked.
Some abscesses
I
in
figured it
the
out.
cavity.
Okay, folks, what we're gonna do is we're gonna take a short little break.
Death appears to be catastrophic organ failure.
Just a real quick break. I need to take care of a couple of things. I need to adjust information on various places. So I'm gonna quit for the moment. We will be back in about tell you what, I'll be back 8 o'clock Central Time here in Nebraska. So at 8 o'clock Central Time, I will bring this back up and we'll do a run with Plague now that I have it working. Yeah, apparently that was all my fault. So anyway, thank you for joining us so far. We will be back in about half an hour. I hope you'll all be back to rejoin us for that. In the meantime, if you need to go grab something to eat or drink or whatever, and you'd like to come back and maybe see how things go with this game, well, we do hope to see you there. In the meantime, thank you for joining us so far, and hope to see you next time. I'm going to go grab Mark real quick for our outro, and we'll go ahead and call it here. Again, thank you all for joining us, and I'm sorry for cutting it here now that you've just joined us, Phantom Omaha, but with this working, I figure the better bet would be to go ahead and break now real quick and then jump back on here. Worst comes to worst, I will be back in an hour and a half. So if we don't come right back in around 8 Central Time, give me an extra hour just because things here being still a little stressful and reeling from some scheduling adjustments and issues with us having to adjust with that all of a sudden and unexpectedly. It's kind of put everything on a weird shift. So we will be back here in just a few minutes, or in just a little while. So I do hope you'll come back and join us. I will get information switched over and hope to be back in half an hour. If not then about an hour and a half, which would be 9 o'clock Central Time. Might just go ahead and call that an Insomnia Squad. I don't know. We'll see how things go. In the meantime, hope to see you again soon. Bye for now, folks.
Thank you all for joining us. Please give us a follow on twitch.tv/wolvesdengames. Long days and pleasant nights. Jate ka nade, or good night, everyone.